Yeah. What's happening, man? It's your boy Skeezy Beats in the building, man. And you're now tuned into the Real Spill Music Podcast Show. And tonight, man, I got a special guest, man. Yeah, man, I got a special guest. Tonight, man, I got the highly talented Wilson Lee out of CNS Comics, man. He got some good pictures, man. He got some good game, good conversation. So without further ado, man, hold on, let's get this thing started the right way.
You make my soul. You make my soul.
Skis drop the beat, ayy.
You make my soul. You make my soul. You make my soul. You make my
Oh
Wilson,
man,
what's good,
Steve,
brother?
I was feeling that, man. That
Hey,
intro is fire. It's just watching
yeah,
the
man.
scroll. This is masterful.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
Not too much, brother. How you been, man?
Doing all right, man. Been grinding extra hard. All my free hours pouring into learning, growing. If you haven't seen the website of late, we're in the midst of a full overhaul, but we've pretty much overhauled the page, and you should check that out. cnscomics.com. Shameless
Yeah,
plug-in all
definitely got
night
to check
long.
that out.
Yeah, you got it. You got
Yeah,
it. I done some cool stuff there, and I designed that page. That's me building that. So I'm proud of my work. I'll let you boy.
right. Got to be proud of that. That's dope, man.
Right?
For real.
Yeah, I think I did a little
But
something
man,
this time.
it's an honor to have you in the building, man. Why don't you give the people a little brief, you know what I'm saying, introduction, where you from, man, what you get into, what is it that you do, you
Bet.
know?
Well, let me first say I'm honored to be on the show as well tonight and getting to kick it with you one more time because had such a good time kicking it with you last time. For
Always,
those of
always.
you who ain't seen me before, I'm Wilson Lee. I'm from Harlow, Havelock, North Carolina. Represent uh, Eastern North Carolina. We've been doing a lot of really amazing things. One of those things is comic books, not just Eastern North Carolina, but all over the state. I happen to be one of many strong creators coming out right now. So, I've always been somebody that's been a writer and a reader and somebody who enjoys fantasy books. Shout out to my main man, Jordan Harlow in the building. See, if you know, you know. And if you
That's
don't
right.
know, something wrong with you, but you'll
So,
know eventually because we can't be stopped. We coming with just so much creativity going on right now, and empowerment by the different tools out there. So always been somebody who liked to read though, so I and write. So I wanted somehow to take the thing that I enjoyed and was passionate about and turn it into something more. God gave me an opportunity to do that, and I'm thankful.
hey, man, I can see from the work, man, that you put in because it's definitely dope. You know, I'm telling you, man, if you guys ain't on the CNS comments, man, you need to go subscribe now. Go check them comments out. Look, the brother he came prepared. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Brother came
All night.
prepared.
I'll show it all night. Uh, that right there, if you want to find out more about these characters, they come out of a series called The Captains. You can get the first issue of that on the website too. Um,
Man, that picture is
but
hard,
that's
bro.
Exeter the Space King right there. And that's
That
his
picture hard.
this called the Court of the Space King. So that's his squad.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
they from uh the Tales of the Stars series, and it's called their planetary system that they come from is called the Hidden Kingdom of Kebu. So they're one of the powerhouses in our universe for empires, as the mortal empires right there. So there's a lot of stuff going on. If you never experienced the Tales of the Stars series, which is just one of the 3 different universes that we publish now. Um, it's really like a high fantasy, cosmic, sci-fi universe where you got Talasha the Stars, who is um, she's essentially an immortal cosmic being on a quest to slay dragons, cosmic space dragons, though. So it's
Okay,
like
yeah. And I've seen her. I've seen her all over. Her name is what now? Talasha.
Talasha of the
Am I saying it?
Stars. Yeah,
Talasha of the
Talasha.
Stars. Okay,
Yeah.
Talasha. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. That's you know what it kind of reminds me of like a black comic book. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of like a black comic book. I've never seen like a black comic book. You feel me? Like
Right, right.
that's dope.
There, I mean, but in the indie world right now, we're making them so you can support
Right.
small local businesses and pick up some stuff that you won't see uh, anything like it anywhere else than the indie world. Captains do go hard, and Exeter is 100% about that life. In case
Okay.
you didn't know, like it really is. There's a lot of depth in the story. So if you just looking for some fun, like a space adventure exploration, because you're always going to go somewhere new, to a new world, to a new planet, meet some new interesting characters as you journey with Talasha, because she's essentially a space wanderer, right? Um, she's called into existence by a magic voice, essentially the voice that speaks it so, and he just calls her awake into existence.
Yes.
And like right off gate, she's like, essentially like, what'd you call me for? Why am I here? What's the deal? And the stars have no answers for her. So she's like, well, forget y'all. I'm about to go find out what's up. But she's star bonded. So that's where that magic comes from, where she be making armor and weapons and all kinds of constructs out of the star magic. She is the only immortal to wield that. And that's not like her special power. That's like just some extra bonus that she got because the stars chose her as their champion to slay the dragon. So they were like, here's some power to do that with. So she's essentially jacked up and kind of OP in the combat field and
Okay.
new to the world that she's in. So like she's doesn't know anything about existence, but she knows that she'll kick your ass, essentially, is what's up. She's not gonna play no
That's what's
games
up.
with you.
She
She's
playing
not.
with you. She look like she's not playing with
Yeah, I gave her the like in my universe, all the immortal beings like her, like the blacksmith, this other dude, he's also an immortal.
you.
But
Okay.
so they don't all look alike. They come in a, a wide variety of appearances. But
Everybody has their different special powers.
yeah, they got one special unique power. Like they're physically, generally, they're going to be stronger and faster than a regular person and more
Right.
durable. And they live forever unless there's some bad things that can happen to them. Living forever ain't necessarily the jam. But there's another one. This my man right here. He called the Hoarder. People
Okay.
love him. So you get your first appearance in issue 2. People love this dude right here. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you've experienced the Hoarder, he a mean, like the meanest old man you ever seen. Like you know what I'm talking about. Just like seem like he mean for no reason. Like why you be all that kind of mean?
Grumpy old motherfucker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy, he just on your ass right off gate and never get off you. So uh but he's a hoarder, man, and he's really true to that game. He's got a power that allows him to hoard anything within his realm. So he can take your power, he can hoard you. Like once you come there, you can't leave unless he lets you go.
Oh damn.
So going to his world or going to bother the hoarder is a dangerous endeavor.
Dangerous.
I nerded out on you there. I can't help myself
And
sometimes.
that look, there's nothing wrong with that.
But
There's
yeah,
nothing
man, so
wrong with that.
it's a big wide universe that tells of the stars, but we grew to be more than just me, and I've teamed up with some really awesome peeps that so shout out to the squad, shout out to all the artists I work with. Steven Sash Scott has done the major lift of all the Tales of the Stars series. I work with JP Torres as well. He did the captains and some work in Phase Zero. Phase Zero was something where I linked up with a bunch of like different artists, and they all did a different 4-page piece, and we put them all together into this like little mini anthology. So it was a chance for me to kind of test out a bunch of different scripts that I wanted to play around with. I'm gonna come back to the Canopy. It's like Fievel Dark. It's a squirrel story, but it go hard. It go hard. Don't sleep on that. If people come, if I get enough, there's been a lot of people to say something about it. If I get another like push where people are like, "Oh, whatever happened to them squirrels?" I will go back to them squirrels. They do got a hard story. I keep them all, like even if I'm not working on them, like I tell myself these stories like all the time. Like once I get addicted to a story, because that's what happens to me as a writer. Like I'll start writing something, and then the thing that keeps me writing it is like me wanting to know how my story ends. And then like after you do all of that, you go back and really make it work, and then you go back and really, really make it work. But at first for me, it's like I'm discovering the story that I want to tell as I write it, and that's a lot of fun. Yeah, the squirrels. You gonna cry about the squirrels. If I finish that arc, like you gonna be sad about the rise of King Halftail.
Hey, man.
But yeah, man, a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, man, what's the process like that you go into to making these things, man? Like, cause it seems like this is I'm sure it's a process. You know, it's a process when it comes to making music. So I know it's a process when it comes to art. And you know, they all is the
For
same. It's 'cause
sure.
that's a different form of art, you know. So it all is a
Yeah, like
process.
when I think about it analogous to music, right? Because you like do all the layers of the music. Like you're an artist, you're a producer, so you understand the whole picture end to end. And when you're the actual publisher, like I'm the actual publisher, so I'm the editor in
Right.
chief and publisher. Like that's the fancy titles they give you when you're a publishing company. But I'm the CEO, founder, and the editor in chief for CNS Comics. So like I don't get to just nerd out all the time. Like there's short periods where I get to get some deep nerdum in, but a lot of stuff is like bang, bang, bang admin. But just like analogous to music, where you got the music and then you got the lyrics, right? So the lyrics is a whole different thing from the music, and both of those get created, but they got to play off of one another. But usually one comes first. And in the case of the Tales of the Stars, and this isn't always true, like some stories I've written because somebody drew a picture. Like there's this character that one day is going to show up in my stories called The Fiend. That was something I made out of tape for a toy when we were little. And it was like made out of masking tape and electric tape, but it was cool. It had like wings and it did this screech. Like I'm gonna pull off a little bit, but do it. But if my brother's here, they'll know what's up. And it would just show up and wreck everybody. And like I used to
Oh
make all
man.
these little crazy things and tell stories with those too.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the story goes all different ways, but just like music, you got to take those two types of art meld together into like an instrumental is dope and somebody singing a cappella is dope. And when you put it all together, it can be dope too. So you get
Yeah.
that kind of like same thing with the art,
Yeah.
but in a way you can, it's neat. It's really neat. And it's
Right.
a lot of fun to do. The fun part is fun, but then you got to go back and make sure that commas are in the right place. Apostrophes are
Oh
here.
yeah.
Make sure that, all the bubbles are in good places. Most of the time though, for the art, I do not really draw anything. Like I can do a lot of different graphic art, but I don't draw and I don't have an eye for it. Like if I see it, I like it, but I can't tell you what you did or what's in there that made it good to me. I just like it because it looked good to me. So I really just try to let my artists be free
Right.
with the script. So like when you're seeing Sash's work, it's essentially a testament to what Sash got from my script. There's very few times where I go in and go hard and I'm like, I need this one particular image and it must be here. But it does happen sometimes. Like the very first page of the very first book was required to be like something like that. I needed that particular scene. So
Got
there's
you.
some times
Got
where
you.
it's like that, but most of the time I just let the artist take the script and see, you know, the same way that a rapper would get on a beat. Like you hear the beat and you let it go. You don't want somebody to come in there and say, you got to rap about peas and carrots. That's it. Peas and
Right.
carrots. That's all you can rap about. It doesn't matter how hot the beat is then if all I can rap about is peas and carrots. So I don't want to put my artist in the peas and carrot box. He might want to do steak and potatoes.
You know,
And who am I? He might whip that up nicer than peas and
nowadays
carrots. So.
peas and carrots will be a hit song. You know?
It do sound like it'll work. Got them frozen veggies,
Right shit.
them peas and carrots, them peas and carrots, and you're just showing this diamonds and some kind of color on your gym or something. It would work.
Peas and carrots.
I don't know. It would
Well,
probably
so
work,
now
man.
I'm trying to take you to vegetables.
So you need to write that down. I'm
Market
trying to
it
hear
the
peas
kids,
and carrots
man.
now.
Market it to the kids. That's what
Yeah,
we
it'd
need
be
to
a
market to the
positive
kids.
song.
Damn peas
You
and
gotta eat
carrots
your
song.
veggies. Keep you
Peas and
ready. I think that might actually really work with a little animation that's like peas and carrots. Like
Telling you.
all of a sudden, I'm hooked to that. Like it's weird. Like that's what happened. Like, look at these squirrels, right? Shout out to Tori Anderson, the young lady that I worked with on this book. She has an art style that I really liked for this, right? Because it gives you, it's kind of, it's like a painting, but it's not aggressive. And then the story hits you like a Mack truck. Like you're looking at these cute squirrels and these beautiful scenes, and you're like, why is it so tragic? And I don't know why it's so tragic. That's just the story I started telling about the squirrels that live outside of my house and this pecan tree that I got. Like this is real, not the fire and stuff and what's happening to them, but these squirrels are really out there. And I watch them all the time, and I was like thinking, these things be doing stuff, and there's for reals a squirrel out there that comes back every year, never gone in my yard, that has half a tail. And I started telling myself stories about this squirrel. And then I found myself hooked to the stories about Halftail and how he became king. And then like I created this entire world about the squirrels that are in my backyard and, you know, what their relationship to the birds are and the mole in the ground. And like all of my yard suddenly became part of Halftail's world, the world of the canopy. And it happened. It really happened like that. Be out there just looking at stuff.
That's what's up. Squirrels is they smart though. They real smart though.
Man, they do a lot of things I didn't know they do.
Yeah, some smart jokes. They kind of risky when they want to run out in front of the cars here and there, but you know
that back and forth. Yeah, that's weird. They got like good hands. They're good with their hands. They're not like quite on the raccoon level, but they can hold stuff and do stuff with their hands a lot better than I realized.
Yeah.
Got me off guard. I mean, I observed a lot of squirrels. And then I wrote a story about them. So
hey,
how it went down.
That shows your true writing skills. If you could write a whole story about squirrels, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if you were watching these squirrels, you would be like, man, this story writes itself because they out there going hard, man.
Squirrels out there trying to gather them nuts for the winter, get some food.
They fight so hard when that time of year comes around. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there can only be one king of the canopy. I just watched the squirrels fight each other. They like run around the trunk, chasing each other up and down, like in a spiral. And it's crazy to watch because like it's really a giant pecan tree out in the backyard, and it's a lot of squirrels. And I just imagine it's like generation after generation has come up in this tree. Right. Yeah, we thought about it's gotta be Squirrel Master half baked.
Good out there.
Oh yeah, man. We had a lot of pecans last year. It was a good year. Grow your own food, it's good for you.
Yes, it is, definitely.
I'm country. I believe in growing your own food.
It's getting to that point nowadays.
Like, you want to have something. Should have always been like that. You should always like a tomato out your own yard. Just tastes better. Some good stuff. You like to cook. I seen you whipping some stuff up, so I figure we can We can talk food too.
Definitely can talk some food. I gotta
Chop it
put some
up.
more stuff in the garden now. Shit, we got a couple of things
It's
out there.
tis the season.
You know,
It's right now. Right now, I'm cleaning out the bed myself. What do you like to grow? I know, like we're in a good area to grow stuff. So,
man, shit, I be damn from bell peppers, the peas, the
mhm.
string beans, I try potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
I've had good luck with potatoes, like the little new potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good couple pound of those. I got a bunch of eyes that I've prepared for this year. I'm scared to get frosted again because this last April, they got me in April. I had like a 4 foot tall tomato plants getting killed by the frost. I was so sad. I was starting to get
Yeah,
tomatoes
we
like flowers, and then it frosted twice.
yeah, we got a couple of tomatoes out there. We had some asparagus. That shit had got so tall though. It was like more of the yeah, it was like two. That bitch got out of hand.
Too hard, turned into like a wood tree. I never
Yeah,
tried to grow it. They say you got to do crazy stuff to make it grow. So
it worked. And what happens is the other stuff just grew too tall. So it was like, man, we only got like a little bit of asparagus, and the rest was just like, good gracious, like it was like
see,
overpowered.
gotta know where your food comes from.
But like you say though, like it's getting to that point. It's been to that point, and some
Feed
people just
yourself.
got to, man.
It's good too. It feels good. I like being in my garden too, man. It gets bigger every year. It gets bigger every year because it gets bigger every year. I want some ducks. I know this is a little off topic because we just went farmer man, but I want some ducks. Like they've got really good eggs. I really enjoy. My neighbor has a couple ducks and a couple chickens, and I really enjoy the duck eggs. They are delicious.
Never had duck eggs, but that don't sound
They
too
got a
bad.
better yolk. Like I use them in the fried rice. They're just fluffier. Like it's a it's a good egg. I mess with the duck eggs. I'm pro duck egg. Bigger too. They're
Yeah,
bigger, but
okay.
very
I never had
orange
duck.
yolk.
I've tried duck before, but I've never had duck egg. So that sounds like it'll be pretty straight.
I don't know if you're getting
Yeah,
wild geese eggs because
them motherfuckers
geese are
probably are
mean.
dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, the ostrich. I seen the video
Mm-hmm.
of the person using the ostrich eggs. They like crack it with the
Mm-hmm.
tool at the top. It's like, all right,
Yeah, it looks like
okay.
some damn Fred Flintstone shit for real.
No doubt, man. That is for reals when Fred had a big old
Right.
giant egg. I don't know though,
Yeah.
man. I wondered, like, do you think I've never had the ostrich egg? I'm not sure what happens if you go bigger.
Nah, like I've never had. I never had ostrich.
Oh,
Period.
Jordan says his geese are nice geese. They get a bad rap.
Man,
Look, my experiences with them started with me harassing the geese. So I'm gonna go ahead and be honest.
I've
I was a
just
little
never.
boy, and
I
it
didn't
it
know people
was
ate geese,
bothering
but
them.
I mean, I
Do
know
they? I
shit.
mean, I'd eat anything if you're hungry
I
enough, but I
never
bet it's
heard. I just
super
never heard.
fatty. You know what I mean? Like the duck is already too fatty for me. You gotta do all
I've
that
had
extra work.
hen. I've tried hen.
Was she fattier than regular chickens?
Nah, hen wasn't fatty at
It was
all.
just a chicken, right? What kind of hen?
Shit, I man, them things was like they kind of were like smaller than
Little
chickens,
ones?
honestly.
The
Yeah,
Cornish ones? Cornish hens?
but
Something like that.
I haven't had that since man. That was when I was younger. My grandmother was alive then, and
Mm,
she would always cook hens. She would cook a hen like she'll
that'd be
cook the hen
good.
before cook a turkey or all of that. She'll cook a hen
Oh
first,
yeah. Hmm.
and it kind of does taste different than chicken. It tastes different than chicken.
A little gamier. I like it.
Yeah,
I like me some. I eat it all. I'll eat any kind of food. If you're hungry, you eat. That's what I always say.
man. Look,
Whip up a plate.
it's just like I don't know. Some people eat squirrel. I've never ate squirrel. I don't think I could eat squirrel. You know, I couldn't go that far. I don't. I can't eat pig feet. I'm not a pig feet eater. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Chitlins. I can't do chitlins.
I eat all of that. I'm not afraid to eat the squirrel if you roast them
I,
up right. I feel like rabbits. I've had frog legs.
I have frog legs. Frog
I'll eat
legs.
all of that, man.
Frog legs taste like how they sound.
They
Get
do.
some
There ain't no
flavor
meat
depending on where.
to them.
Yeah,
There ain't no
yeah. I
meat to
was
them.
like,
It's a lot of work to eat for very little meat. I've had alligator, which alligator was pretty good, but I think it was really what I enjoyed most about the alligator was the Cajun sauce. It was like a real good sauce.
yeah, gotta have that sauce,
I don't
bro.
know. I like to think that if you cook it right, it won't much
Yeah,
matter
and
what it is to me. I'll eat
I've had
whatever.
different. Yeah, and some of that stuff is like, is it really that what it said? Depending on where you're getting it from. Like, if you don't see that motherfucker skinning them and cutting them and filleting them,
No, what are you really eating? If you're hungry, how
you know what
much
I'm
do you
saying?
need
Like,
to think about it, though, Skeezy? It's a privilege
you don't
to
care about it then,
wonder about what
and
you
they're gonna bring
eating.
it on. They're gonna bring it on the plate and dress it up, so it's gonna look beautiful to you. You ain't gonna think about it,
Hmm.
especially when
Be
you're hungry.
tasting good,
Damn, this motherfucker
crunch. Be
good as
like,
hell.
what is this? They'd be like, I don't know.
I don't know, but it's good.
I have no idea. We found it, pulled its skin off, and fried it up. You
I'm
like it or
telling
not? Somebody look if you eating like that. I ain't mad at you, man. Like I said, I'll try it. Like I love to
you, yeah,
watch
man.
those food shows where they be eating like really different foods because I'm like,
Yeah,
people
man. Them
eat
people.
stuff for a reason. Stuff be
Now,
tasting
one
good.
guy I couldn't take
You
him.
got to
The
get over your textures. What kind of food?
bizarre food. He
Was
would eat
that what the show
some
was?
real
I
crazy
think that's
shit.
what it is called.
The guy that, yeah, man, he would eat some shit like fucking grubs and shit like that from under the damn ground, and like he would just eat the weirdest stuff. Like, nah, bro, no in the hell that shit tastes good. I'm sorry.
I
Like,
don't. All right, so the grubs, right? Like I wonder, like if you fry them up real crispy like a pork rind, because there ain't too many things that if you fry up crispy and sprinkle some salt on them, that they don't
anything
be
gonna
right.
blend. You right. You right. You right.
Like
But he didn't
I'm
do that.
sorry,
He didn't do that. He ate it straight up, man.
but they might be good. Like Timon and Pumbaa made them.
Man, he
They
got
was
paid good.
crushing them.
I feel like they paid him some good money as well. He got paid. Everything gonna be good to me. He eating dirt, all kind of shit. Like, nah, feel you a piece of shit.
Oh
Like, yeah,
man,
this is the
like
best piece of shit on earth.
Fear
What?
Factor used to put the work on people, man. Fear Factor used to make you do some stuff. Good God.
For
Whew.
real.
That takes me
And
back,
people be out
man.
there like, yeah, he just eating anything. Like, yeah, this is good. Like, bruh, they got to be paying you good. I'm sorry, ain't win world. Ain't no way.
Oh,
But
but
you know,
here's the funny part, man. You put that same bug in the ocean, you'll tear his ass up. You'll eat him all day long, eat the heck out of him. That
man, look,
nasty little crawfish, the dirty
they
little shrimp, you be tearing them up.
no, I was just gonna say about the shrimp
Just a
because
bug out in
I
the
didn't even
ocean.
that was always my favorite, but compared to they said shrimp is like roaches of the sea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
I'm
we
like,
eating them all
damn,
the
they like
time.
roaches of the sea.
And what do you
Like,
do with him? Bread him up, fry him
come on.
hard, put some hot sauce on him, and tear him up. I think I would do the
And
same
some people don't clean his
with
guts
everything
out and
else.
leave. I gotta
You
clean
gotta
his
at
guts
least
out,
clean
even
his
though I
guts
know
out.
he's a roach. I'm gonna clean them guts out.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of
top
people
and
don't
bottom.
do
If you ain't lazy, get the bottom
top
too.
and bottom. Yeah, we gotta clean
Mhm.
top and bottom. Yeah, we can't eat none of
It's
that.
okay. It's okay if you don't and
But
you like it like that. That
yeah,
everybody
you
can do
know,
your own thing, but I'm gonna
you
clean
know.
top
But
and
it is a
bottom. And
difference. It is a difference. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they sweeter when you take the guts out.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
got
yeah.
that. It
Mm-hmm.
might all be in your head though.
It has a different effect on my stomach. If I was to eat them with that shit, it's like I can,
Yeah. Are
you
you
know,
sure
like
it's not in your head though?
I think it's both. Cause I get to think about that shit after I eat it, like,
He's like,
oh man,
man,
damn,
they
I
ain't
never
even
thought
cleaned the
about it.
guts out
Damn,
the bottom. I ain't even right.
like,
So you
damn,
did
man, that's
that.
what got me.
Man, think about how good that breading was. Don't think about the fact that I didn't take bottom vein out of some good breading on that thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a
and
interesting to think.
I've tried to damn be on some, I like fried, but I've tried to get off of that and try to do different type of shit than frying. You know what I
I
mean?
don't do that with shrimp. If I
And
get
that was
shrimp, then
hard,
I've
but
just decided that I'm gonna fry them.
I found
Otherwise,
like a
What
couple
you
of
doing with 'em?
different ways, man. I could saute them, or I don't know if you like them shits. Like if you had a gathering or something, they might have the cold shrimp and the
The
little damn
cocktail.
yeah.
I'll eat them.
I
I'll eat
I
them.
could do them. I tear them bitches up.
Yeah, I'll eat
But
those too. But
you
if you
know,
fry them, I'd like them better.
yeah, frying is just it's just something about them being they fried. Like it
They
is.
be right. They be right.
It
And
is.
look, I'm not. I'm the type that I'm not gonna give the food up. If it's bad, I'll just eat less of it. That's what I've grown to do. Like it's a special
Yeah.
treat. So I just don't have fried. But them scallops, all I need to do is get that cast iron hot and a little
So
salt,
yeah,
pepper, drop
scallop.
them up there and let them tighten up. That's the king of the
Now, hey
sea.
man, scallop is a hard thing to damn. Scallops ain't easy to cook. You know,
What?
the
They're so
scallop.
easy and quick. You just sear them
I
right up.
mean, yeah, to somebody that
You
can
just
cook,
can't
but
be
if
scared. You be worried they be
you doing
raw and
it
then they
primary,
be all
if you doing
rubbery and no
it, yeah,
good.
man, you got to know what you're doing to cook a scallop though, cause
They
they,
tighten up. Just wait for them to tighten up and
yeah,
pull off the pan and then flip it over and wait for it to tighten up and pull it off the pan. Give it a good roll on the rest of that. I'm all ready to
mm-hmm.
go. They'd be so
There
juicy,
you go.
sweet. Oh man, you messed me up. See, I live down by the ocean, so I'm gonna ride down to the fishmonger and get me something. It's
That's
gonna happen
that's
now.
that's what happens when you know, you got southern boys, country boys, but I'm an ocean boy, I should say, because
That's really what it is,
living
ain't
by
it?
the water, living by the water is like I just love the seafood. Like I got to have me some seafood, man. Like I dig more seafood than I do the damn southern food. If you
That's
per
the
se,
top. Seafood is the top to me, man.
yeah,
Like a
give me some
piece of
seafood.
fried fish. Like if you can fry a piece of fish,
Yeah,
I can't
oh man,
fry it good, man. So I got to go find somebody to cook fish for me because I can't fry no
man,
fish.
yeah, I could fuck some fish up, man. I can. That ain't nothing.
You
Now,
can fry it. I can. I
yeah, I
just
can
figured
fry
out how to fry
bacon,
chicken good.
grits,
I ain't
all
never
that.
been no
Yeah,
good at it.
yeah, chicken, man. That was like the first thing I learned how to cook real good. Some chicken. Being
I
around my
never
partner,
fried it.
never
I
fried no
cooked
chicken.
bacon. I cooked bacon at like I might have been 1.5 years old before I could walk. I figured out how to cook bacon. No, I was like cooking bacon pretty young though. Bacon was one of the things that I learned how to cook pretty early. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
man. Shit. A lot of people
Couldn't
can't
fry no
cook, man. A
chicken.
lot of people cannot cook, man. So that's like even bacon, like a motherfucker can't even cook bacon.
Who
So
can't cook bacon?
man, it's
There's
a
so
lot of
many
people.
ways to do it, but there's I prefer crispy bacon, but people do it different. Do
Yeah.
you? I eat that bacon that they drop in the string beans. I eat that too.
And see that works with that. But if you was to put it
Hmm.
in a pan, I don't want my bacon that soft.
No,
You
I
know what I'm
don't.
saying? Like
I don't.
it works real well with them string beans. But if you was to put that on a
Oh
plate
boy,
with
it'd
some
be
grits with
fire.
some eggs, yeah, she got to be a
Like,
little
why your
bit
bacon salt?
crispy than that.
Yeah, why your bacon
Yeah.
salt? But some people like the soft
Some people
bacon,
like
man.
soft bacon. Like, man,
Sea
yeah.
chitlin, sea gizzard, pepper, Lowry's, Louisiana. What's the sea chitlin? I'm interested.
Sea chitlins, they keep everything with chitlin, man. They can throw chitlins away. Like I've tried chitlins before in my past, but I hung them motherfuckers up. I can't do
Mm,
it. I just can't do it. Like just with
special
knowing what
treat.
it is,
I want it to
knowing
soak
what it
right
is,
into
just
the cornbread.
nah, man.
I respect you for that, Skeezy.
I just and
I'm
even
one
with
of those
trying them,
people that
trying
when
them,
I'm
I
eating
just
it and you're like, "Do you know what that is?" and then you tell me and it tastes good, I'm like,
and
"Well,
look,
damn, I
bro,
ain't know that tastes good. I guess I
look.
eat that."
Before I knew exactly what they were, I've tried them, but they still didn't.
They weren't that
You
good.
know,
And then when you found out
so
they were the guts of a pig, you're like,
yeah,
"I'm
so
definitely
like, nah,
not eating
hell
that.
nah, I'm not,
Cancel
nah,
that
I
one.
can't
No."
eat that anymore,
All
man. Then
right, fair enough. Fair enough.
it smells exactly what it says, what it is.
Yeah, until it's done, like when it's cooking, like it's weird. There's this moment where it transforms and all of a sudden smells delicious to me. Okay, so they make sea chitlin from the dolphin. Dolphin's one of those things I try to avoid eating because
I
of the
never
way it
had.
looks at me. Like horses,
Yeah,
elephants. These are just like animals that I think judge you when they look at you. Like the fish, when he looks at me, I don't feel judgment from
some
the
things
fish.
is
He
just
just
like,
seems
damn,
kind of
you ain't supposed to be eating me, you motherfucker.
right,
Look at
right.
this.
Like you might be smarter than me. I don't want to eat things that are smarter than me.
Yeah, I ain't
You know what
never
I
had
mean?
no
And the way
dolphin.
that
Like
elephant
dolphins
looks
just like
at me, I'm like,
yeah,
that
bro.
elephant real old. That elephant
Yeah,
might be smarter than me.
I'm not.
I'm on the
You
fence
know.
about bear. The jerky be good, but I don't
I
really
mean,
eat
look
bear.
now. And I was young, but my granddad had bear. He got it from somebody, and and, he didn't
Make
per
some
se
good
go
food
out
with it.
there but it was like, oh, what in the world? Like, man, people eat anything though, man.
Yes,
I've
if you're
had
hungry.
I know we got on the topic of this, but this is what it's about. But
Food. It went to food, and I'm cool with
right,
that if you are.
I had fucking bison burger the other week. Man, this shit was
I
actually all right.
love bison. The best burger.
Man,
Like
we had
that's the best burger. I've wrecked
I
bison
what
burgers.
the hell have I been missing? Like this
You've been
motherfucker.
missing really good burgers because,
Man,
like,
I've been
once
missing
you have the
burgers for real.
bison burger, yes,
I
it's
don't
hard to
even want
go
that other
back,
shit
ain't
no more.
it? Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
on
Boy, that
so,
bison be ready.
yeah.
Jordan said, I don't care how smart you are if you taste like a pork chop. And I laugh because it's true, because the pig is super smart,
Hey, now
but
look, pork chop and
he
bacon.
be too good.
Pork chop and bacon. Now, I don't dig the chitlins and all of that and the pig feet.
Mhm. Pork
Nah,
loin.
pork chop and bacon, tenderloin. I can't even sit here and lie. Like those are good.
It's
I do
delicious.
eat. I hear bacon is like one of the hardest. Just the way it smells when it's cooked. I don't give a damn who cooking it. Even if they don't even if they could be burning it up.
Even-
Damn
It'd
if
take
they
a long time to burn the bacon to where it stops smelling good. It smell like it's the smell where you're like, you might be burning that bacon a little bit, but you ain't like
damn, that
mad
shit
yet.
smells
Like, I'm
good.
still
Yeah,
ready to eat that. Just take it out
like
the
damn.
pan.
Hurry up, go ahead, man, before it be too late. Shit.
It's so hard to burn bacon all the way, and even then, you might just crunch it up into dust and mix it into something else. Bacon
Yeah,
make it
man.
better. And to those who don't eat bacon, God bless you.
Hey,
Like I said, I'm not one
forgive
of those.
me.
I don't
I
really
haven't made it
refuse
that
foods
far yet.
that don't make me
I
sick.
don't eat it like all the time, but here and there I might, eat me a couple slices of bacon. I ain't
That's
gonna
how
sit
I've
here and
gotten to, you can't eat bacon every day, but if you eat a pound of bacon once a month, who's mad at you for eating a pound of bacon
Man,
once a month?
they making all kind of sandwiches out here where they got I'm talking about 6 slices of bacon on one sandwich. It's like, bro. And then people be wanting to add extra bacon. Like, yo, are you serious? That's you. When your heart get to hurting, it's telling your ass right there. You shouldn't have put all that damn bacon
It's
at
a little
one
too
time.
much. It's a little too much.
You know
Do
what I'm
your
saying?
push-ups. Go for a jog. Eat you some fiber. Get you some oats. Quaker oats.
Right.
Simple, good. Mix it
Some
up.
Wheaties.
I found out that they call us latchkey children born in our generation because we just go in the house and make food for ourselves. And I realized that this is kind of universal for like everybody in our age group. We can all whip something up. Everybody can whip something up, man. I meet very few people in my age that can't cook for themselves.
Coming up, how we came up, I don't know about everybody else's household, but I was in there by myself. So mama had to work. Not saying that you were child neglect, but when you home by yourself and you got to feed yourself because, hey,
you gotta eat. No, we were a whole tribe in there.
So what you gonna do?
But if you gotta, you should learn. Everybody learn. But if you made to learn, if you gotta learn like you had to, then you for sure gonna learn.
Yeah, I learned like that, and I kind of took a liking to it at a young age, just like cooking. I used to watch cooking shows. I still watch cooking shows now.
Yes.
As
Food
a
Network
child,
was the jam. You remember when Emerald was bamming them?
So,
bam. Emerald was bamming them. Hot Pocket Life. Yeah, I'll wreck a Hot Pocket too. Oh.
Hot Pocket. Nah, bro. See, you got to cook for real. See, that was college life when you ain't got no stove in the kitchen at college. You ain't got no choice but the damn microwave everything.
I'll turn ramen into something extra.
Hey, look, you take ramen, you can put anything in it. Put you some sliced steak, some sliced chicken. Some people, man, put anything in ramen and turn it to a gourmet meal.
Yeah, the ramen packets go hard. You get better quality ramen, then life changes after you find a real ramen shop and you find out what ramen actually tastes like. That they like that ramen they be eating in the anime. It's a whole different thing. But the ramen packet is still good. But when you
I have never tried that. I've seen that it was a restaurant and they had it. I'm like, yo, that's what that must be the real ramen. Like, where the hell? Because it looked the same way, but it just looked more soupy. You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean
saying? And
it's
they had
the it's
noodles
it's
inside the broth looking
I'll be
stuff.
getting I want the pork belly. Give me the pork belly, the bamboo, all that. Just put it all in there. It'd be so good, man. Have the soy sauce egg. I I'm about some food. Yes, Emerald with the Bam, man. Like that was like the dude that started making the Cooking Network so huge
Bam!
after that. Is Bam, and then Rachel Ray when she was young and first on the scene.
Straight up.
I seen them all come up. They had Jada, the Italian lady. She made all the Italian food. I would watch the Food Network all day long and just make myself hungry and then try to make stuff. Now
I
they got it
swear.
on the scroll, so I'd be scrolling like, oh, okay. So we making these egg sandwiches. I did the egg sandwich trend, like everybody's seen on the scroll, where you put
What
the
kind of
bread in
eggs?
the pan. I did. I do it. I do it. It'd be good.
And look, and the best egg sandwich to me is I'm old school with that shit. Some light bread. You know what I'm saying? You get you some nice scrambled eggs, get them nice and fluffy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Put you a slice of cheese or two. And if you like mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, spread you a little bit up
Untoasted
there.
white bread.
Untoasted. It ain't toasted.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. I know what you're talking about here. Just and the eggs be warm. That'd be good, man. You
Man,
wrap that up in some foil and go about your
yeah,
day.
man, that's an egg sandwich to me.
I've
Yeah,
messed
that's
with it. I
business.
mess with it all. So that's our food talk, the little
Food
food
talk. Now
session.
back to
Because
the business though.
I eat. I eat. Food is business. So, but yeah, man, we gotta get together sometime to have you whip
Definitely,
up
man.
some
We
of that food I've
definitely had to
seen
get
you
together,
make.
man. Whip up some stuff, man, and we damn because like I said, man, I got to get you guys, man, to do some work for me for the next project, man. I got to get something
Oh
done. So
yeah, we make album covers for all y'all out there putting your albums out. The art team
yeah,
is strong. They can make a lot of neat stuff. These are for sale
man.
right now too on the site, the website, cnscomics.com.
Tell them where they can get it at, brother. Tell them.
Boom. You can hit us at cnscomics.com. Um, we're on Facebook, Instagram, but the shop, you can order right from the shop, and I'll be in this little office. I'll cut it out for you right here, like real indie stuff. Like if you order right now, I'll cut yours right now in front of people. So just so you know, I'll be paying attention. But yeah, you can get one of these. Everything that we have is available on the site. But if you're in North Carolina, show us some love in your local shops. We're in Carolina Comics and More in New Bern, North Carolina. Here in my home city, Wilmington, we're at Memory Lane Comics. We have books in Nostalgia's newsstand in Greenville, North Carolina. We just linked up with some awesome local shops in Raleigh, Foundation's Edge, and Fantastic Comics Worlds in Rollsville is the other location we're in. I had a really good time in the Raleigh area. Rollsville was showing us mad love, so big shout out to y'all for coming out strong and buying books in force like you did. I loved it in Rollsville. I'll be back. So if you show us love, we'll show up. Fantastic Comics World. That's my jam right now. They went hard for it for the kids out there. We're like, yeah, get you some. Some for everybody, man. Like this little sample book,
That's what I
if
love.
you like the adult stories, has some of that too. So there's a black and white joint that's a detective book called The Eager City Chronicles. And it rolls with two detectives,
Oh
Harry
man.
Rose and Paul Jessup. And they go out there to solve them capers, man. So like the premise of the story is that the cases seem supernatural, but it's always like their police work that solves the case, and they always end up proving that the only real monsters are people. That's one of the lines that you'll always hear to happen in every book. They'll say, and if when we eventually go back to Eager City, once I get my Jones out with the Tales of the Stars series, these are stories that I want to go back to that I've got much longer scripts for, that I just wanted to see how people received them. But this one was my joint. But yeah, the only real monsters are people. But they're like an Abbott Costello bit, like an odd couple. the way the detectives are paired up. One's a loud, rambunctious dude, and the other one's like quiet and reserved, and uh, they go about solving cases. The other joint we had in this book was called Universal Deliveries, and that's like a slice of life comedy book, and it's set in like the same universe as the Tales of the Stars with Talasha, but they like work for
Okay.
the the intergalactic delivery company Universal Deliveries. So this follows Roger Evensides, or is he even ends? That's always the question. They always call him by the wrong name and he corrects them. But he rolls with a cat named Schrodinger. So it's a box that delivers packages that's hanging out with a cat named Schrodinger, like Schrodinger's cat. So it's it's just a they just be on that hilarity stuff. They be out there supposedly delivering packages, but getting into all kinds of crazy stuff. And in the Zero issue that's in the Phase Zero book is Roger's first day of work, and he's pumped up because he thinks he's made it big. All he ever wanted to be was a delivery guy, a package man. That's who his people are. Like he's a real box man now, and you know, Universal Deliveries is the big league, but he's very quickly disappointed by his life's dream when he finds out that they could care less about how well they deliver packages. They're just out here to try to get money, and they don't care how you run shop, just get out there and deliver. So he's like runs into this situation, and then he finds out that this guy that he was disgusted with at the beginning is actually a delivery guy too, and they end up going out on their first delivery together. But it ends before you get to see the rest of it. The Zero issues are just like really short, so you don't actually get on a delivery with them. But that one would be for adults only, even though it looks like for kids. They be up to no good.
That's
No good. Like
what's up,
all
man.
kinds of no good. My boy just he drink and eat. Another dude driving, but
Oh
yeah, man, they'll make deliveries to different characters within the greater universe, but kind of make fun of and give me a place to kind of spoof my own universe with, you know, my characters. So it's dope. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, man, check us out.
Yeah, man.
We got 5 different books that you can get in print right now. We also signed the 2 new creators. Spetty Sousa has his property, his intellectual property called Spetty Sousa's Dark Fantasy. That was the one that you had in the scroll with the mysterious witch in the red. She's like a dark
okay.
red riding hood. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
We're working on issues 2 and 3 right now, getting those ready to roll out too. But it's a really good story that he's got going, a really interesting universe, the universe dark that he's building up. And also look out for my man, Kimney Pierre. He is bringing his work, the Amanians, together, and they're like demon hunters that use demon powers to slay demons. It's like that one goes hard, like real hard. So we had the chance to, you know, bring in more peeps and build more properties and stories out there for everybody. Really excited about that. Get you some stickers, get you some comic books. Mess with us. You'll enjoy the story. You'll find something you enjoy. Go mess around on the website. You'll get lost for an hour just clicking through, reading all the different stuff. It's a lot to see. Oh, and we got a Kickstarter. Also, you can hit that up on the website as well. We have a 100 pre-follower launch going, so we're at 30 something followers now. So I appreciate all you guys following us so far. Once we hit 100 plus pre-followers, we'll announce a launch date and start showing off some more of that animation I've been hiding, because it is
Cool.
we're taking steps, man, like big steps. Shout out to my main man Izu for all the hard work he's been putting in back there in the laboratory, learning new things to bring to the anime. Yes, thank you, Jordan. You can definitely check out the blog. We have some great writers out there. My main man leading the blog is Brandon the Hero Guy Robinson. He is just a nerd brain trust. So definitely hit that up. Check it out. Check us out.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all definitely check that out, man. The brother, man, stay working, man. They stay with some good content. And you gotta stay tuned because I gotta get the brothers to work on some artwork for me for my next project. So, that's gonna be something
Looking
very,
forward to
very
that.
special. So damn, yeah, man.
If you need the art, if you need graphics for your project, definitely hit us up. We got an excellent team over here, very professional. We knock your work out and produce something for you that you can't get anywhere else but here with us, just like these one of a kind books that we're making and one of a kind animations that we're turning out. So if you were looking for a banner, looking for an album cover, looking for work for your work, let us know. Hit me up. You can hit me up on the website as well. You just drop us a line. We'll get your message and get you set up. You can DM me too. I respond. I'm one of those weird people that I will answer you if you say something.
So you answer back, bro.
Mhm. Be like, you ain't mean
That's
it.
what's up.
Pull up then. They'd be like, oh my God,
Right.
where are you?
Oh,
I'm
he
like,
was
whoa.
serious. He was dead serious with it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, that's how it be.
Gotta be like that. Gotta be like
Yeah.
that.
What you think about this? With this war going on over there, man. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get to
I
a
know.
time where we can study war no more. I don't understand why we always fighting. I wish for peace.
Real spill. Real
I
spill.
really do wish for peace. It's but I have to accept that it's an inseparable part of humanity. It seems like we always make war. So I just pray for the souls stuck in it and hope it don't end up being everybody. And I don't know, man. What are we
Yeah,
fighting for?
I don't know. I don't know, but at the same time, I kind of see why somebody would want to defend
Yo,
where
you
they
got to
at.
defend
You know?
yourself. You got to.
So it's
So
just
I'm always on the side of the person defending themselves. Like, there's no reason to be, don't start nothing, won't be nothing is always going to be my
right,
philosophy. And
right.
I'm pulling for peace, man. I hope that people will come to the table, talk, and let each other alone. I'm a big believer in um, building something, not tearing it down. So if you're in the act of tearing it down, then I believe I should be defending against you at all and every turn. So you have to stand up
Real spill.
against those that would tear things down that you want to build up.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's well, what I see in the people from over there. Them people standing for something.
Standing
Even
up
if
and
they
fighting for
die.
themselves and
Uh,
believe in their country. And I pray for everybody's safety. I don't want to see anybody die in war, though. I wish we could find a different way to be.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
not, though. I'll accept it. Like it's a
It is what
something
it
in
is.
us,
'Cause it's like
man. That
it's
just
not on. It's just getting. I'm just thankful that it ain't over here because if it was over here, it'd be real crazy over here. Because
right,
I
right.
I bet
We'd
them
be
people is just
experiencing what they're experiencing, and
yeah.
nobody wants that. And see, that's what I
Uh,
don't get. When we can all agree that nobody wants to experience it and nobody wants to be treated a certain way, uh, we should be able to find a way to understand that, right? Like you can look at it and know you don't want it for yourself, so why would you bring it on someone else? Isn't that the golden rule?
it's supposed to be.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So,
Yeah.
I think we might need to remember some of the basics and try to work towards love again. I think we've been moving out of fear, and it's always been my belief that you really got two ways a human being can operate. You can operate out of fear, you can operate out of love, and everything that you get flows out of one of those two things. And when you're operating out of fear, you
Yeah,
tend to find yourself in conflict.
that's definitely true.
Love somebody. That's what I would say. So my answer is love is the answer. You just got to believe it somehow.
Gotta love, man. Love, love. They don't just
Love
see love, and
somebody.
that's why
The art of
love, man.
love,
Art of love, one and two.
one and
And
two.
hey, 3 on the way,
I'd be
and
listening. I'd be
the
listening on
brother's gonna
YouTube, so I
start
spin them.
on the Art of Love 3 because I want to do something real special with that, like to put together some type of animation where it's some
Ooh.
some sick, gory slash love type,
Mm. Are you gonna have
scenes.
animated Skeezy pull his heart out?
Yeah, you know, pull it out and get to it,
We
and she
could do
gonna
it. I don't know if people have seen the 3D animation that Easy is putting out, but the renders improve regularly. We get better and better at the work and enjoy the work as well. Um, yeah, man, I'd love to see what we turn out. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see because I always like when we do the album cover work because of every artist is so different, um,
hmm
and getting to see because for what I've noticed that a lot of the artists do with the album covers is a persona of themselves, which is like very telling. Like it's a very it's pretty intimate, right? Like when you're like, this is this is my persona, this is the character of me that I've built
it's
for
supposed to be
myself.
telling the story too. Yeah,
Right, right. And it's a story behind the character that they've built. And I think watching the artist translate that and seeing that vision come to life for the artist on their album cover, it's cool, man, because it kind of then I hear their music differently than I heard it before. Because if you come to me to build your album cover, I'm gonna also listen to your music, and then the artist listens to your music too, and we're influenced by the music you're making. Also has to do with the art that ends up getting made. And of course, like if you come with a preset vision, then we're gonna just build what you tell us to build. But if you turn us loose, then um, we'll make
that's a
whatever we
real,
come up with.
There was some game right there, some real spill the brother just gave because a lot of times artists don't know, and they just want a crazy cover, but it's like, yo, it'll go further if that shit got a story behind it, because people will
Hmm.
just be the cover, and the cover alone will tell a story that's gonna match what your story is or that you saying it. So it's like, yeah,
All
I
comes
get it
together. The
because
music is a
all
part of
music,
the art
right,
is a part of the music.
right. So when you can be
On
able to
all the best album
do
covers, this is true too. Like back in the day when we used to buy a CD, this it used to really matter. Like
it,
when you opened it up, you would see the art on the inside and how it told the story. And it used to come with you get the lyrics to some of it too. It would be this fold out
yeah,
that came in your stuff. They even had them in cassettes. It was like a little pull out that folded out in the cassettes.
yeah.
Y'all don't hear me. Y'all got all
All
these everything stream. Everything ain't used to stream. You used to have to take
nah,
that pencil out and tighten that tape
yeah,
back up.
real, yeah. But
That
I get it.
line, I let my tape rock till my tape pop. People say it now, like I hear young people say it, but they don't understand what he's saying. Like I wear my stuff out. I've been listening to it somewhere. You don't even got a tape no more. I bought a total tape in a gas station on a road trip with some of my friends. Like,
Hey, that's real. A real fan of real music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where tapes is where it started. I
for
remember,
me, for
man,
us, it
looking at my
was
uncles.
tapes, man.
Uncles had, and that's what inspired me. They would have tape, so many tapes. They would have a case with tapes and just with
Yes,
their favorite
rack of
artists.
it.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Just like so many tapes. It's like, yo, you pop a tape in, get to going in. I remember recording off. The first thing I recorded on was
Mhm.
on a tape.
Yes, you
So
had one
it's
tape
like,
in one side, one tape in the other. Dang, man. The technology grew so fast, but I think it's also one
they,
of the
they,
chief
they got the
reasons why I'm
option.
able to do what I do.
Yeah, yeah. And I
It
mean,
really is.
being able to evolve and still know where you come from, that shows a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like shit. I still can tap back into what was going on back here, and I can do what's going on right here today too. You know,
Right.
and
And you draw on all of it and it's all a part
yeah,
of
man,
what you create. The roots. So you draw from your roots, and that's what feeds the whole plant. So don't ever leave your base. Stay with what you enjoy, and then, try to grow on that. Because, and I think that's one of the things I always say is do what you love. Because, and I guess I'm not the only one that says it. Like, everybody says it, but it takes a lot of bravery because it's scary to try it. But I always think about it like you're going to invest in something, right? You either invest time, you generally invest time and money all the time, right? Like these are the things you do. Sometimes you do it in a video game, right? Like you might invest time and money in the video game. You buy all your expansion packs. You put all your hours into mastering the game and content. It just is everybody puts their effort in where they enjoy it. And when you do that, it should be bringing you joy, right? So if you're doing it right, you should be happier, I guess is how I think. So that's why I was feeling like I should try something because I like what I do for work. I do some cool stuff for work, but I prefer to spend my free time, doing something I enjoy that I love, but then it turned into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you're like, well, I'm really enjoying doing what I love as well. Like you kind of bring all your worlds together and all the skills that you picked up and learned kind of come to bear in you trying to do something for yourself. And it was scary and fulfilling at the same time. And it continues to be that for me, like something that is sometimes very frightening, but also very fulfilling. Like the first time I had an artist not respond after starting some work. You know what I mean? You don't spend your little ducats to get started, and then this dude disappears on you and ghosts you, and then you're like, "Oh my god! Like, what am I gonna do?" So, it was a lot of interesting moments there in the beginning until you really consolidate and like a team kind of coalesce around the work and really starts to drive it forward. So, it's dope. It's dope now though. But there were some times there I was like, "Oh, what have I done?
You didn't give up.
Why can't I make these pages line up?"
Right. It be like that sometimes, but when you keep going, now you can just tell that you're comfortable. I can tell that you're comfortable and that you're very, excited to do the work that you do. So that's kind of the state that you want to be in. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
it.
anybody out there listening, if you're doing what you're doing, you gotta be comfortable with what you're doing and love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, then shit, the sky's the limit. It ain't no easy
That's
road.
it.
You just don't give up and keep going.
There will be fails. You gonna fail
Yeah,
at
bro.
stuff. And they're gonna be them hard fails where you're like, I should quit.
It's definitely.
But if you really want to do it,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
quit.
Hell
But you're gonna say it. Like you're gonna say it. Like every 6 to
Man,
8 months,
fuck
somebody
this.
has to talk me off the ledge. Like, you know what?
Right.
And it'd be over the dumbest stuff where you just want to, I'm turning it. It just means take a day off, man. That's the other thing. Like when you love what you're doing, you forget that you don't ever stop. And sometimes you just got to go take a walk in a park. Get you go fishing. Hit me up if anybody really want to go
For
fishing.
real.
Man. Let's
Hey,
do this.
I haven't done that good stuff right there. Fishing.
All right. I'm all right
But
with
hey,
it. My buddy got me going fishing again
you gotta
last year.
give,
So I'm
you
interested.
gotta give me the top 5. I give you 5 because it is a lot of them. Top 5. Give me your top 5 karate man. Karate, jiu-jitsu. Who's your top 5?
Mm. Are we talking movies or like real life peeps or all of the above?
Cause see, well, all of the above.
Okay.
You go
All
all of the
right.
above.
So Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Chuck Norris, and is my man, what's my man's name? Jalil? Is that his name? Michael Jai White? What's his name? You know who I'm
Oh,
talking about.
yeah.
You know who I'm
Spock.
talking about.
talking about Spawn.
Yes, Spawn. Yes,
That
I
brother
think it's
bad.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
I
that
might
brother-
be wrong, but that's my top 5. It came fast too because yeah, Michael Jai White, because those were the movies I watched. I watched all them movies.
Nah, I can't. You know, I fucks with that top 5. Only one that and what really stood out to me is, you know, everybody know Bruce Lee, but people don't be understanding about Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was really serious with
Like if you watch the movies, Chuck Norris was a beast.
it.
Chuck Norris was a beast, and he was
Yeah,
like
Chuck
actually skilled in real life as
He was
well, like an
actually skilled in
actual
real life,
skilled
so
martial artist.
that was
So
that was a plus on that one because
do not
yeah, he
sleep
really
on
could.
Chuck Norris. Go back and watch them 80s movie. He's just as hard as Rambo. He was hard as Walker Texas Ranger. I don't care what nobody say. That was a
Huh?
good show. I like Walker. It was good to me, man.
Walker Texas
Nash
Ranger.
Bridges, all of that. I watch all of them joints. I think that's the order it came on. Walker and then Nash Bridges. And we watched those shows in my house. So I did. I like Chuck, man. Chuck's solid, but I really like Jet Li a lot too. The One was just awesome to me, man. I love the One. And then he does dang, what was that other one? I can't remember what the name of it is now, but he was on the top of the castle knocking down all the arrows with the sword. And he did the writing and calligraphy. You know what I mean? The calligraphy, it was the same motion.
Yeah, Jet Li
Why
was
ain't
a
it
beast,
coming
man.
to me? That was good. That was a good
He
one.
was a
Though.
beast.
Yeah, he still do some good stuff, man. What about you? You got a mean top 5? You said the
I
only
gotta put.
who
I gotta
you
put Bruce.
swapping out? Bruce.
I'll go with Bruce. I'm gonna go with Jet Li. I'm gonna go with Steven Seagal.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with John Claude Van Damme.
You know, Bloodsport was so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies from him.
Time Cop was
Kickboxing.
good.
Yeah. And I gotta put my man up there like we discussed the other day, man. My man from Ong Bak, man.
Yes. He go hard.
I
Ong Bak go
don't know his
hard.
name. Yeah, bro. When he was running up them trees, it's like, yo, yeah, this brother's bad right here. Whoever the fuck he is, I don't know where he from, but he on some different shit.
Come from his village, man. He ain't playing around, man. He come to get his stuff back.
I like
Ong
a
Bak
lot
was
of
good.
or
That
Ip
he did
Man,
the
whatever.
Korean martial arts, right?
He,
I think his stuff was the Korean
uh,
joint. Them elbows and them
yeah,
knees, like he was crushing
yeah,
skulls
he
with
was,
that
yeah,
heavy blows.
pretty serious.
Uh, I love Kung Fu Hustle, the movie Kung Fu Hustle. It's not. It's like
Kung Fu Hustle.
yeah, I love Kung Fu Hustle, man.
Yeah,
saw-
that's pretty dope. I like
Caught
that.
it somewhere, just clips of it the other day, and it brought back so many memories. It was a good joint,
Yeah,
and I like B-list movies and B-list like I like B-list movies, B-list karate. It doesn't really matter what kind of B-list, but I don't necessarily want you to be full blown, fully funded Hollywood. Like I like
yeah,
a little B-list to you.
yeah.
Some of the stuff just don't look quite as
Especially
good, but
when
the acting be good and the stories be right. And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
yeah. I can take
You can
that.
use my imagination for the rest of that. I see what you
Right,
were going
right,
for
right.
there if
I'm
you
just
had a
here
couple
for the
more
action.
dollars, right?
The action is what really got me.
That's
I don't
right.
know
If you
what
having
they
some
say.
good acting,
Dialogue is off than a motherfucker, but the action is good now.
put some hands on them.
Yeah.
36 Chambers is just probably my all-time favorite. And I told you the other day we were talking about the Master of the Flying
Yeah,
Guillotine. Like I like some classic kung fu. I I think that's like the same crew
Yeah,
too.
that
Like everything they were in was good stuff. You put that hat on
that
you and
was
yank your head off. That flying guillotine was
yeah,
mean,
right.
man.
It's
I'm gonna have to go
crazy,
find
man.
that so I can watch it again, man. I
Karate,
do
man. If
enjoy
y'all don't
that
like
you're.
karate, man, get on some good kung fu, karate, man, jujitsu, whatever you like, man. Uh, I remember, man. I took a couple of classes, man, when I was young, and you know, I thought, man, I didn't think how serious it was till I got in there, and it was like, yeah, they had me holding like the blue pads that they be kicking on and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you practicing, you kicking on the little blue pads, but somebody holding up. So they had me holding the pad, and the instructor, you know what I'm saying, was like, hold still. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kick you. And he barely kicked me. Like this motherfucker just did a little light Man, when I say he kicked me across the room with that little light kick, I'm
If you
like,
like the
yo,
movies, did you like the movies?
man, I said, yo, what in the world? How in the world you do that? But they just really was about patience and really calming yourself and keeping it and holding yourself until the right time when you really have to, you know,
What a lesson!
I get it. Cause he
What a
barely,
lesson
cause
that
I
is.
can imagine if you really, I can imagine if you really, so like,
Hold it till the right time, and
yeah, yeah.
that's what makes all the difference is the timing. That's a big lesson, man. I always like that about anytime you do some kind of martial sport, there's a lot of philosophy that they teach you in martial sports. It's not just like beat people up. There's a lot of thinking and philosophy taught and discipline
Nah,
built
yeah,
into that
for
I
real,
always enjoyed
for
the
real.
structure of those.
You'll get beat down before you get to beat somebody. Yeah.
It'd be like that. Oh man, I've had a good time tonight kicking it with you, man. I
Uh, yeah,
love the
for sure, man. It's
podcast.
always good, man. Shit. Um, Definitely, man. This thing, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it rolling, you know. I definitely gotta get your brother up here. I gotta tap in and get him up here so we can politic. And then I'm gonna get
Easy money, way
both of
more.
y'all at the same time.
He too lit. He too lit. Easy, way more exciting than me.
Oh yeah, easier food with it. I'm talking about your artist too. Your artist that was up there when I was on y'all platform.
Yes,
I gotta
Kimney.
get him up here
Kimney,
too. Yeah,
yeah, he'll
Kimmy.
love to come up and kick it, man. You're gonna have to watch some anime for Kimney though.
I gotta get watch some anime so I can
You'll
have a
have to watch some
conversation. So
anime
I
for him.
can at least
I
ask
told
her.
what
Yeah.
find you some Baki, man. Go get on your Netflix and watch you some Baki.
Okay.
They just had a new season come out not too long ago. It watches pretty fast and it's violent, like very violent.
Okay.
If
Cool.
you like people throwing hands, the hands is good too. Like the martial arts is pretty solid. It
Okay.
ain't like sort of the stranger gangster, but it it's gangster. Sort of the stranger, just on a different level. That really looked like real stuff happening, and
Uh,
they got some cool stuff, man. I don't
so
watch too
check
many
yourself
real life
out,
things
man.
anymore.
Said
Mostly
anime.
animated. Hmm.
That's what's up.
You go to a Comic Con, you'll see so many anime cosplays that you'll start wondering what it's all from. You'll end up Googling stuff and be like, I suggest everybody go to a Comic Con and buy CNS comics while you're there. We'll be in Durham, North Carolina for Fantasy on March 25th, 26th, and 27th. So come find our booth there. Definitely hit up the website if you haven't already and check out all the great stuff we have there. And Skeezy will let you know the next time we get together, man, because
Yes,
I
sir.
love
It'll be
kicking it
soon. I
with
def-
the local fam, man.
yeah, it's always good, man. Thank you, brother, for stopping in and man and showing that love, man, and spreading that game
Let me know when
and
you're
that
cooking a
real
plate.
spill. And you already know, hey man, you already know. Check your brother out, man. You know what I'm saying? Real Spill Podcast Show, Real Spill Music Podcast Show. Let me get that right. But CNS Comments, Talasha of the Stars. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be ready, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we out here, man. Once again, man, it's your boy Skeezy checking out off the Real Spill Music Podcast Show, man. Stay tuned. I got some more guests coming in. This is gonna be rolling. Love y'all. Wow.
Skis on the beat, man. Wake up in the morning, thank God for my bone. Smoking on the Viking like it come from Minnesota. Cooking in the kitchen, you can smell the aroma. Remember growing up, it was bread and bologna. Hit it, taking shots, and I ain't talking about Corona. That same color as Shrek and Fiona. Bread on my mind, need dough like home. Like I'm doing homework, stacks like folders. Hurry for the sale and it no. Like a businessman.